Do you really think that you get a shortlist from a company, you can get an offer, but that is a lie. You may not even get a chance to give an interview with them. Half of the recruiters don't even look at your CV while shortlisting you. So things are not that simple. Do you think you can include every achievement in your CV? No. So let's bust some myths and show you some reality. In this video, I'm going to talk about the things that you should know before joining an MBA. So without knowing this, you are in for a big shock. So this is a video which is going to be both in Hindi and English. And welcome to my channel, The Average Aspirant. In this video, we'll be talking about things that you need to know before joining an MBA colleges. There are many myths, there are many confusions which aspirants have, which are not solved anywhere. There are no videos on YouTube, and no one will tell you this. Only and only once you enter into your college, only then your seniors will tell you these things. So this is going to be the video. Let's start. First, we'll talk about CV building, how it happens, what are the things that you need to understand before getting in, and things you can do to make your CV better. So first is the CV making process. In the CV making process, there are majorly two steps. First is a master CV. Second is a one-pager CV. Now, what is a master CV? Master CV includes everything that you have done so far in life. In your life, it includes everything. It can be as simple as winning a lemon spoon race or winning a, let's say, Rangoli competition in class 3. You need to include each and everything in your master CV. Only then you can make a good one-pager CV. Now, master CV is not specific to any specialization. It's not a consulting CV or a marketing CV, right? It can be anything and everything. And ideally, master CV should be around 2 to 3 pages. Only then you will be able to omit things which are not of your use and keep the things for your one-page CV. Now that we have discussed about the master CV, we'll see how we can move on to the one-pager CV. Once you are done with your master CV, once you have made your master CV, then happens the CV reviews. CV reviews will happen. What is a CV review? So once you have made a master CV, you will take the CV to your seniors. There will be volunteers who will review your CV and give you feedback. Now they are the ones on whose feedback you will work. So according to them, what will be the best for you, they will tell you for each and every field, right? If you want to make a consulting CV, let's say you want to make a one-page consulting CV, it should be balanced. Let's say you want to make a one-page, uh, you know, marketing CV, it should be bottom heavy. Now, what are these terms? We'll see in another video maybe, but you will get to know these terms when you are in once you are in the MBA college. Now, similarly for finance, it should be top heavy. So these are the things that people will tell you in your reviews, and they will tell you what best you can do to make your one-pager CV. They'll tell you which things you can keep, which things are not worth keeping, and which things, by which particular lines or which particular achievements you write, you can get a shortlist. So it is very important. You know, let's say you have won a you have a great extracurricular activity section. It may not get you a shortlist in consulting, but if you want to get into marketing, it may be of much use. So when you make multiple CVs, I'll get to that. So you have to know which section you can include in your consulting CV, in your marketing CV, or in your finance CV. These are the things you will get to know in CV reviews. They'll tell you which power verbs to use, how your formatting should be. Power verbs is a very important term, I mean, thing for your CV. These are the verbs, these are the terms which will get you a shortlist. Now comes the most important part, which is CV vetting. This happens in almost every college. What is CV vetting? Vetting essentially means verification. So there you require proofs for each and every line, every number, every number that you write on your CV. For example, I've worked for a company. I saved, just a second. I saved. I'm saying I saved $10 million for my company. Now you are saying this. You are writing it in your CV, but will it get approved? That will be decided in CV vetting. You need to have adequate proofs that you did this particular thing during your tenure in your company. Only then this will get approved and you can add it in your CV. So you need proof for each and every word, each and every number that you have written in your CV. These proofs can be, let's say, mails from your manager, mails from your company, or if it is a certification or an achievement, there should be proper certificates. If there is a award or medal that you have won, you can show them newspaper clippings or your school website. These are the things. For your work ex verification, it could be your salary slips, your Form 16, 26AS, things like these, etc. etc. So each and every number that you write in your CV is going to be verified. It is verified either by the placement team or there's usually an external agency. So anything that you write is going to be vetted. Now going to multiple CVs. Yes, you can make multiple CVs. There is a provision in most of the colleges that you can make multiple CVs. Usually the number is 2 to 3. You can make 2 to 3 copies of your CVs. This will depend on which specialization you want to pursue, in which field you want to get your internship at. So let's say you are making a consulting CV, other one you can make a marketing CV, and you can make a let's say a finance CV. So usually there is a limit of 2 to 3 CVs which you can make, but you can only apply via one CV. You cannot apply via multiple CVs. You can only apply via only one CV. And this is the honest truth that half of the times, the recruiters won't even look at your CV, because what they have is they have a profile sheet. They have your details in Excel format. So they only need to apply filters. They know, if they want the process to go smooth, they just apply filters. They just they'll put a 60% filter in a graduation or 80% in your 12th, things like these they'll do. They won't even look at your CV. And then out when they have filtered these candidates, then they will look at the CV after filtration. This is usually the process. I'm not saying that everyone does it, no, but most of the people first they filter based on whatever internal criteria they have, and then have a look at the CV. So this is all about CV building. Now we'll move to reality of placements. So the placement process. What are the things that you need to know before entering into MBA college? So there are a lot of myths. There are a lot of confusions. There are a lot of things which students don't know before entering into an MBA college. Just for an example, what I stated in the intro. You get shortlist from 10 companies. On interview days, do you think you will be allowed to give 10 interviews on these 10 companies? No. So this is the biggest shock that people get. I have a shortlist, I applied, but I am not able to give the interview. Why? So I'll tell you how the process works. Usually I'll try to generalize it because it varies between colleges to colleges, but I'll try to generalize it as much as possible. So first we will talk about shortlists. How you will get shortlists. This is very random, at least in your summer internship. Whichever college you are going to join. Let's suppose आप FMS ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं, यू टॉक टू FMS सीनियर्स, और you are going to join Bangalore, talk to Bangalore seniors. No one can ever predict which shortlist you are going to get. They can only tell you if you have a chance or not, but that is also not 100% guaranteed. कोई भी आपको नहीं बता सकता कि आपको इस CV से ये शॉर्टलिस्ट, इस कंपनी की शॉर्टलिस्ट आएगी या उस कंपनी की शॉर्टलिस्ट आएगी. It is very 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 random. What do I mean by random? I'll tell you my own example. I am not a finance guy, but my CV was not made for finance. But during my summer internships and even in final placements, I received shortlist from the highest paying bank, international bank. मुझे highest paying international bank से shortlist आई, but lowest paying bank या tier 2 bank या even tier 3 fin या फिर corporate finance, इन सब की shortlist नहीं आई. So it is very random. If you are preparing for marketing, you can get finance shortlist. If you are preparing for finance, be ready for marketing shortlist. कोई भी predict नहीं कर सकता है कि आपको कौन सी shortlist आएगी, और if anyone claims to do so, he or she is lying. In final placements, one might be able to predict to a certain degree, because final placements में आपका MBA का CGPA भी होता है, आपका CFA वगैरह भी होता है, आपका रैंक्स वगैरह भी होती है. उस टाइम पे मे बी कोई आपको बता दे और वो चीज़ सही हो जाए, बट ड्यूरिंग योर समर internships when you are entering into college, your one pager CV, looking at your one pager CV, no one can ever predict what shortlist you are going to get. So this was all about shortlist. Now we will talk about interviews, how interviews happens, what are the rules, etc etc. तो यूजुअली प्रोसेस क्या होता है कि एक पोर्टल होता है जिसपे आपको अप्लाई करना होता है. यू हैव टू अप्लाई टू अ पोर्टल. वंस यू अप्लाई, उसके कुछ दिन बाद आपको शॉर्टलिस्ट आती है, फिर आपके इंटरव्यूज होते हैं, देन यू गेट रिजल्ट्स. नाउ इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस इज डिफरेंट इन डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस. आई टॉक अबाउट टू कॉलेजेस, टू एग्जांपल्स. एक हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं IIM ABC, क्योंकि ये तीनों यूजुअली सिमिलर प्रोसेस यूज करते हैं. दूसरा विल टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ XLRI, which follows a very different process altogether. How interviews happen in these two colleges. ABC में एक placement day, or usually all the IIMs have a placement day on which your interviews will happen. Now let's suppose on day one you have 7 shortlists, but will you be able to give 7 interviews? No. आपका usually क्या होता है कि आपके एक कंपनी में अगर हो गया, you are selected, तो आपको बाकी कंपनीज में इंटरव्यू देने का मौका नहीं मिलता है, और मैक्स टू मैक्स एक एक्स्ट्रा इंटरव्यू देने का मौका मिलता है. XLRI में क्या होता है? This is about IIM ABC. XLRI, what happens in XLRI? This is what my friends had claimed. I'm not saying this is 100% true, but this is what I have heard. XLRI, you sit in front of, whatever the room is, conference room or what. You sit in front of the room. You are called. You give multiple interviews. अब XLRI में क्या होता है? You don't know if you are selected or rejected. ये आपको तभी पता चलेगा जब 100% बैच प्लेस हो जाएगा. उसके बाद एक लिस्ट आएगी जिसमें पता चलेगा कि आप वेयर आर यू प्लेस्ड, कहाँ प्लेस हुए हैं, वो आपको पता चलेगा. तो यूजुअली क्या तरीका होता है पता करने का कि इफ आई एम प्लेस्ड और नॉट. यूजुअली द वे इज, द ट्रिक इज दैट if you are in XLRI, you are giving interviews, and after a point of time, you don't have any interviews lined up. There are no interviews scheduled for you. So at that point of time, people consider that I am placed because I'm not getting other interviews. So maybe I'm placed in whichever companies I gave interviews for. So this is what happens. You don't get the chance to interview in all the companies, not at all. This again varies from college to college. They have their own policies, they have their own processes. but this is a very common practice that you will not get a chance to interview in all the companies. Now talking about results. So in some colleges there is a practice of spot results. In some colleges you will get to know your results only after 100% batch is placed. In spot results, once you're out of the interview room, you'll get to know if you are accepted or rejected. Accept or reject. If you have a offer or not. In these type of processes, what will happen is you will give multiple interviews. When everyone is placed, there will be a list in which your names will be there, and they'll tell you in which company you are placed. So this is how results work. So now let's move to a very common phenomenon in B school interviews, which is placement interviews, which is tanking. Now, what is tanking? I'll tell you what tanking is. Although I do not encourage tanking, but I'll still tell you what tanking is and how people use it. So let's say I have shortlists from three companies A, B, and C. I want to go into A. I don't want to go into B. I don't want to go into C. बट इंटरव्यू डे पे मेरा पहला इंटरव्यू आता है बी कंपनी से. नाउ आई विल गिव द इंटरव्यू बैडली और आई विल टैंक द इंटरव्यू सो दैट बी कंपनी मुझे सिलेक्ट ना करे, दे रिजेक्ट मी, एंड देन आई विल होप माय नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू इज विद ए. सो दिस इज व्हाट टैंकिंग मींस, दैट अगर आपको ए से इंटरव्यू नहीं आ रहा है, आपको बी से पहले इंटरव्यू आ गया, सी से पहले इंटरव्यू आ गया, तो इसका मतलब है अगर आप बी या सी में सिलेक्ट हो जाते हो तो बहुत कम चांसेस हैं आपको ए में इंटरव्यू करने का मौका मिलेगा. इसलिए पीपल usually tank interviews of companies they do not prefer. So this is what tanking is, but this is very risky. Why is tanking risky? Because let's say you interview with B, you tank the interview, you get rejected. There is a very high possibility that you might not get interviewed with A. तो आपका B भी गया, A भी गया, C भी गया. So that is why tanking is not encouraged. Now we will talk about hotlist. What is a hotlist? What is the difference between shortlist and hotlist? Every one of you, I hope, know what a shortlist is. Now we will talk about what a hotlist is. So let's say there's a company, इन्होंने 40 बच्चे shortlist किए. There's a shortlist of 40. Now usually companies come for 2 or 3 hours max for the placement process. अब 2-3 घंटे में 30 मिनट का भी एक इंटरव्यू होगा तो कितना 4 to 6 इंटरव्यूज ले सकते हैं. तो 40 बच्चों का इंटरव्यू तो आप नहीं ले पाएंगे. उसके लिए एक हॉटलिस्ट प्रिपेयर होती है. हॉटलिस्ट इज ऑफ, in these 40 they'll select let's say 10 to 12 people, less or more depending on the company, that they want to interview first. Doesn't mean कि मतलब आपका शॉर्टलिस्ट है हॉटलिस्ट नहीं है तो आपको इंटरव्यू का मौका नहीं आएगा, वो भी आ सकता है, बट पहले इन 10-12 लोगों का इंटरव्यू होगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन कौन कौन अवेलेबल है. इन 10-12 लोगों का इंटरव्यू होने के बाद इन लोगों में से सिलेक्ट किया जाएगा. कंपनी कैन रैप अप कि भाई हमारा हो गया, हम जा रहे हैं, और कंपनी कैन कंटिन्यू कि ठीक है इन 10-12 में पसंद नहीं आया, विल टेक इंटरव्यूज ऑफ मोर. So this is the difference between shortlist and hotlist. Usually consulting में और fin में ये होता है, finance में and consulting में, and usually the company tell you if you are hotlisted or not. So that is the scene with hotlists. Now coming to PPTs. Before the placement process, there is a season of PPTs. There is a whole month of PPTs. In some colleges, it also goes on simultaneously during the placements as well. तो एक तरीके से पीपीटीज भी चल रही होंगी और प्लेसमेंट्स भी चल रही होंगी साथ साथ में. तो व्हाट इज पीपीटी? पीपीटी इज प्री प्लेसमेंट टॉक. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट पीपीटी. दीज आर प्री प्लेसमेंट टॉक्स. इसमें डिपेंडिंग ऑन कॉलेज टू कॉलेज, इन सम कॉलेजेस देयर इज कंपल्शन कि आपको हर पीपीटी में बैठना ही है. इफ यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट कंपनी, डजंट मैटर, यू हैव टू सिट in that PPT for 1 or 2 hours. In some colleges there is not a compulsion, but there is a minimum requirement कि let's say we need 100 people, so anyone who prefers this particular company can join the PPT. So these are the two types of PPTs. Either you have compulsion that you have to sit for this particular, and it also happens that two companies are coming, let's say A and B. A is a very big recruiter, B is not so big recruiter. Let's say B is a startup coming for the first time or whatever. It is not valued. For A, there will be a lot of crowd because A wants to be seen like that. एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी आ रही है तो they want to see the crowd. So there will be a lot of crowd. And B में उतना नहीं होगा. So these are the things which you should know about PPTs, pre-placement talks. Now moving to the case competitions. Many people don't tell you, but case competition is a backdoor entry to a very, very, very good offer and good opportunities. Case comps are very, very important. Why are these important? For two reasons. First is CV points. Second is offer. How you can get CV points? Case comps may usually there are 3 to 4 rounds. There is a campus round. Then there's a let's say regional or national or international, whatever, right? So if you perform well in campus, it usually happens in teams. If your team, has hold the first position, आपकी team first आती है, तो you can write it in your CV कि so and so competition I participated in so and so competition and I got first in my college. Or you can write rank out of, let's say आपकी कॉलेज में से 100 टीम्स ने पार्टिसिपेट किया, so you can write I got first out of 100 teams in my college. So this is a very good CV point because आपने अपने ही कॉलेज में compete किया and you got first. So this is a very good CV point. Now second is an offer. How can you get a summer internship or a final placement offer via case comps? If you see the case comps, if you win or if you reach a certain level, let's say आप campus round के finalist हैं या फिर campus winner है, you can either get a PPI or a PPU. It again depends on company to company. कुछ कंपनीज में कैंपस फाइनलिस्ट को भी पीपीआई मिल जाता है, किसी कंपनी में सीधा नेशनल फाइनलिस्ट को मिलता है. So it depends from companies to companies. What is a PPI? What is a PPU? PPI is pre-placement interview. You get a chance to interview with the company. जिस हिसाब से आपका इंटरव्यू गया है, जिस रोल के लिए आपका, if you are fit for that role or not, उस बेस पे they will give you an offer. Second is PPO, no questions asked. This is the best part about केस कॉम्पिटिशन्स. सीधा आपको इंटर्नशिप ऑफर मिल जाएगा. आपकी प्रोफाइल अच्छी हो, खराब हो, डजेंट मैटर. आपने केस कॉप में अच्छा किया, आपको ऑफर मिल गया. दैट इज व्हाट इज द पावर ऑफ केस कॉम्प्स. And it is very, very important, and I encourage all of you to participate in case comps and get PPIs and PPOs because it is a backdoor entry to a let's say a prestigious firm. अगर वही फर्म आपके कॉलेज में आके नॉर्मल प्लेसमेंट प्रोसेस कराएगी तो उसमें पूरा कॉलेज अप्लाई करेगा, है ना. पूरा कॉलेज अप्लाई करेगा, उसमें शॉर्ट लिस्ट आएगी, फिर इंटरव्यूज होंगे, बहुत चीज़ें होंगी, आपका नंबर आए ना आए. बट इफ यू परफॉर्म इन केस कॉम्प यू विल गेट अ डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यू शॉर्ट लिस्ट और यू कैन डायरेक्टली गेट एन ऑफर. These are the things that you need to keep in mind. These are the things you should know before entering into MBA colleges. So share this video with those who are going to join MBA, future MBAs. This is all about things you need to know. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. I am trying to bring out more content for you. Please subscribe the channel and like the video. And I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.